Logitech G29 and G920 have been the crown jewel of sim racing for the past 8 years. Since its release in 2015, millions have purchased and gone through the rabbit hole that is sim racing, all starting thanks to this wheel. But why? Well, it's affordable, it has force feedback, it comes with a pedal set included, and is of general nice quality considering its price tag. But now we're in 2023, approaching 2024. The landscape of sim racing has changed tremendously with far more competitors in the market, newer technologies, and far accessible price points for higher end systems. This of course begs the question, is the Logitech G29/G920 still worth it today? Let's find out. For an 8-year-old wheel commonly found within the $200 to $300 price point, the G29 is of nice quality. The rim is covered in hand-stitched leather, and the anodized aluminum faceplate mixed with small details such as an LED rev indicator, plethora of buttons, and metallic paddle shifters really do give this wheel a nice look and feel. On hand, the ergonomics are great as the wheel has a nice thickness and all buttons are at close reach. The Logitech G series wheels are of small size though, at only around 10.5 inches in height and length, which does present a problem for those with bigger hands. Designed for entry-level sim racers, the G29 along with the G920 feature a lot of useful features specifically designed for those without dedicated sim racing cockpits. The wheelbase can be hard-mounted, or it can be secured onto a desk or flat surface using the integrated mounting clamps, which do a decent job at maintaining it firmly held down. The optional shifter and included pedals will plug in underneath the wheelbase, and slight cable management indents will help with cable management. The pedals can also be hard-mounted onto a cockpit, but they also have carpet spikes allowing them to be used on a carpet. That said, you will have to be cautious with the amount of pressure you apply to them if they are only being placed on the ground, or they will likely go flying. Talking about the pedals, they're certainly not perfect, but in my opinion, one of the best entry-level pedal sets that come included with a force feedback wheel. Like seriously, when you compare these to others, yeah, they're actually not so bad after all. Being an entry-level pedal set, they don't feel or perform special in any way, but they ultimately do the job. The clutch and throttle have enough travel and don't require much force to push down, whereas the brake starts off light before getting very stiff near the end of its travel. The brake pedal does feature a potentiometer-based sensor, which is not ideal, and it's the main reason most G29 and G920 owners upgrade the pedals first before even the wheel itself. At the end of the day though, the pedals are good enough and not even close to the worst I have seen. Now in-game and out on track is where the G29 does begin to show its age, and certainly its entry-level price tag though. Using an outdated dual-motor force feedback mechanism, the G29 can only exert around 2.5 Nm of force, which doesn't provide much immersion out on track. The mechanical components inside definitely don't react as quickly as direct drive systems, and bumps, curbs, and road textures are not nearly as prominently felt. Overall, after coming back to a G29 after several months, it really does feel a bit clunky and slow. The feedback is still there and you will understand how your core is reacting on track, but it most definitely falls behind in terms of precision, speed, and realism. And as all G29/G920 owners will tell you, this wheelbase has gotta be one of the loudest in operation, as the mechanical components inside don't hold back. Just take a listen for yourself. The Logitech G29 and G920 are undeniably iconic in the realm of sim racing. Its affordability, force feedback, included pedal set, and commendable build quality have solidified its place as the gateway into sim racing for many enthusiasts over the years. However, while the craftsmanship of this wheel with its leather stitching and anodized aluminum faceplate is still appreciable, the landscape of sim racing in 2023 demands more from its gear. In the performance aspect, especially when compared to the latest technologies in higher-end systems, the G29/G920 does show its age. The limited force feedback strength and slower response give away its entry-level tag, and while the pedal set is commendable for its class, it's no match for more specialized and advanced systems available today. For reference, even today the Logitech G29 and G920 are still being sold new for around $300, and in a new market where much cheaper entry-level direct drive systems like the MOZA R5 and Fanatec CSL-DD are in close proximity to that price range, unless you absolutely cannot shell out a bit more for those, or you simply can't get them where you are, I unfortunately don't think the Logitech G29 or G920 are still worth it. While the Logitech G series wheels were pioneering in their time, the rapidly advancing sim racing world has since outpaced them. My main recommendation if you are in the market for a G29 or G920 would be to buy them second-hand on places like Facebook Marketplace for around $100 to $150. Ultimately, for pure beginners, I still think they have a place at a discounted price point, but for those looking for up-to-date performance and immersion, it might be time to consider the more advanced options in the market. And if that's you, make sure to check out my reviews on both the MOZA R5 and Fanatec GT Pro. But with all that being said, let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think the Logitech G series wheels are still worth it in 2023? And with all that said, as always, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.